The underrated emotional skill that you need in order to land your next job and to make sure that that job is actually the best fit for you and not just good enough is tolerance for ambiguity. An incredibly common phenomenon that I see among people that are looking for their next job is that they're often in a rush for the job search process to just be done already. They want to feel settled. They want to feel resolved. They want to know exactly what they're going to be doing next. And they want to be able to tell people simply and clearly, I'm going to go do XYZ. What they don't want to do is hang out in the ambiguity of, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do next, the ambiguity of I'm trying to figure out if what I want is even possible, if that kind of job even exists in the market, and the ambiguity of I'm trying to figure out if someone would hire me for that kind of job that I really want and how the heck to network my way over to those people. All of these ambiguities are so uncomfortable. And all these ambiguities is also where all the potential juice is. But if your unconscious goal is to exit these ambiguities as quickly as possible, chances are that you're going to end up in a good enough role, a local optimum. There'll be a role that logically follows from what you've been doing so far, a role that's clearly defined on a well trodden path. It'll be one of the cut and dry choices among the preset tracks in your field, and it'll be a role that you are perfectly qualified for and well connected enough to get in the door. But if that role was truly what you wanted, you wouldn't feel any ambiguity. You would already feel resolved and you would just go get that role. You feel the ambiguity because you don't really 100% want that cut and dry, good enough role. You want something more. And if you can tolerate the ambiguity for a little bit longer, you can spend the time to excavate and experiment until you're clear on what you really want, even if it doesn't fit neatly into any of the defined roles out there and you're not totally sure if it exists. Then, if you can take the time to scan the market and figure out if what you want actually does exist, and then if you can talk to enough people and find your way over to the ones that want to hire you and refine your pitch to them until they get it, if you can stick with that ambiguity for a little bit longer, you give yourself the chance to find your true A plus role, your global optimum. And I think a few extra months of ambiguity and discomfort are 100% worth it if it leads to you spending the next few years in an A plus role instead of a good enough role. Now, tolerating and getting the juice from ambiguity is one of the things that I help my clients do. We stick with the uncomfortable questions instead of running from them. We gather data and we run experiments. You can find the answers to those questions, and we come to the real resolution and the real clarity that's on the other side of actually working through those questions instead of settling for the false sense of security that comes from avoiding those questions. So, if you want some structure and accountability to make sure that you don't exit the ambiguity too quickly, and if you want the emotional support as well as the strategic support that you need to work through the ambiguity as quickly and effectively as possible, come talk to me and let's get started. The link to book a free coaching consult is above, or if you're listening on Instagram, it's at my link in bio.